Hello there. Welcome back to EMS at grade 9. In this video, I want to look at economic systems, whereby we are going to look at the different types of economic systems that we have. So, economic systems are generally describes the way resources are allocated and distributed. Remember, we have got three main types of economic systems, whereby we have got a planned economic system, a market economic system, and mixed economic system. So you would see that in terms of allocation of resources and ownership of resources, we have under planned economic system where the government is the key player who owns the resources and who is in charge of allocation of resources and also distribution of goods and services after production. And if you look at market economic systems, we see that individuals are the owners of resources and also responsible for allocation of resources and distribution of goods and services, and of course, after production. So, the third economic system that we have is a mixed, which is a combination of planned economic system and market economic system. So, it's a mixture, which is a more powerful economic system as it engages both economic systems, whereby disadvantages of one economic system are going to be smoothed out by another economic system. So you see that the most appropriate economic system that we have is a mixed economic system, which is the economic system which is being applied in the economy of Republic of South Africa. So basically, that's what we have. So if you go to the information that we have according to this video, we are going to start by the definition that we have in terms of what exactly is an economic system. So it is defined as the way in which people allocate a distributed economic system, known as known as economies. So I would say that another name that we can give economic systems is just economy. Also, is called the command economy, meaning the same thing. Then we also have market economic system is described as a system which is considered services. So basically, we have a brief description of what exactly we mean by economic system. So we are going to start by looking at planned economy, which describes the first type of economic system that we have. And we are saying a planned economy is one in which a centralized government controls the means of production. So we have the government being the key player. Second point, the planned economy is a type of system where the government plays the principal produced in the country. So you'd see that resources are owned by the government. So that's the description that we have in terms of planned economy. And also, we are also concerned about the pros and cons that are associated with the planned economy. That is the advantages and disadvantages. So we're going to start with the advantages of having a planned economic system. The first advantage that we have is that the government directs resources where they are needed most. So remember, the government is the controller of activities that are transferring in the economy. So obviously, our resources are going to be directed to points which are necessary. So basically, it becomes an advantage. The second one, they look after the welfare of the people. So they are more concerned about the welfare of the people rather than making profit. So it becomes an advantage from the point of view of the citizens of the country. And then we go to the next one. They are more focused on citizens than profit making, which is correct, and then ensures equality in the country. So on the issue of equality, we are saying without government intervention, we are going to see that we are going to see a huge gap between the rich and the poor. So the government intervenes and reduces that gap between the rich and the poor through redistribution of income. So redistribution of income is the one which ensures that there is equality in the economy. In other words, the government tries to reduce the gap between the rich and the poor so that we don't have a scenario whereby we have got people who are too rich and then on the other end we've got people that are too poor. So how do they do that? They do that through redistribution of income. They tax the rich and then they redistribute the income of the rich to the poor through grants, for example. So that is how they ensure that there is equality in the country. So we go to the next part whereby we have got disadvantages. So disadvantages of a plant, first one is saying they can limit economic growth and innovation, and there is no entrepreneurship. So you would see that there is limitation in terms of economic growth. As we are saying, there is no private ownership of resources, so it means we are not going to see individuals operating businesses. We are only going to have one producer, which is the government, which is going to limit the total quantity of goods and services that are being produced in the country. So in that sense, we are going to have a reduction in economic growth. So that is the first point that we have. So second point, it's a rigid system which cannot adapt to change quickly. So remember, this is being done by the book. The government is a sole controller. So obviously, there is bound to be rigidity in the operation systems. Then we go to the next one, no freedom of choice for consumers. We are saying we are only having one producer, which is the government, and obviously, consumers are not going to enjoy freedom of choice. They are only going to take the products that are coming from the government. So basically, that's what we have. Then lastly, are characterized by inefficiency. Since they are not profit motivated, it means there is the efficiency in the production processes are going to be compromised. So remember, if a business is a business, main objective is to make a profit, they will try to reduce the cost of production and reduce wastages so that they maximize their profit. So that cannot be the case under planned economy since they don't have profit as their main motive. So basically, that's what we have on our planned economic system. Then secondly, we've got the market economy. So firstly, we've got the explanation of what exactly do we mean by market economy. The first point is the market economy is one in which individuals controls the means of production. And then second point, the market economy is a type of system where the individuals plays the principal role in planning and regulating goods and services produced in the country. Then we have got a last point, resources are owned privately. So this is exactly the explanation that we gave at the beginning of the video, was we are trying to emphasize that ownership of resources is in the hands of the individuals, which is opposed to what we have a scenario when we are looking at the plant where we are saying the government is a key player. So we go to advantages of market economy, whereby we are saying the first point, they are flexible and adapt quickly to change. So obviously, there is flexibility under market economy, as we are saying. There is no government intervention in the activities that are transferring. So obviously, the private ownerships in terms of individuals running businesses, they can easily change their activities and adapt to current conditions. So basically, that's what we have. Second point, consumers have a wide range of products and services to choose from. So since we are saying there's a private ownership of businesses, it means we are going to have more business operating, and by having more business operating, consumers are going to choose from a wider base. So that becomes an advantage from the consumer's point of view. Then we go to the next point. There is room for economic growth because capital flows naturally to places where they give the highest returns. So basically, obviously, economic growth. Remember, economic growth is described as the increase in the total monetary value of goods and services that are being produced in the country. So since we are having more businesses that are going to operate due to private ownership of resources, we are going to also have a possibility of higher output, total output or aggregated output that we are going to notice in the economy. So that becomes an advantage in terms of enhancing economic growth. So this is what we have. Then last point, there is economic freedom. That is, if people work hard, they are rewarded and they can improve their lives. So also we have issue of economic freedom is an advantage that is also coming in. So obviously we also need to look at the disadvantages of our market economy. So the first disadvantage that we have under market economy is that there is inequality in the distribution of income. Remember, since we don't have a government intervention in the market economy, we are going to see that we are going to see a scenario whereby there is a wide gap that exists between the rich and the poor. And the government, there's no government here in terms of redistribution of income whereby that gap is going to be closed. So in that case, we are going to have inequality in the distribution of income. So basically, that's the first point that we have in terms of disadvantages. Then we go to the next point, which is saying focus more on profit rather than welfare of citizens. So under market economy, we are saying the main objective is to make profit, and they are not concerned about the welfare of citizens. So this becomes a disadvantage from the citizens or the public point of view, since if, the activities that are being undertaken by the individuals that are running the businesses, they are not doing the activities with the welfare of citizens in mind. So it becomes a disadvantage from the public. So basically, that's what we have. Then last disadvantage that we have, may produce products which are harmful, may produce products which are harmful to citizens. So basically, we are going to see that since there is no government intervention to control activities that are transparent in the economy, we are going to see that these businesses that are operating on the basis of making profit. So obviously, they will try to maximize profit without taking into account the state of the product that they are producing. They might be producing harmful products to citizens of the country, which might be a disadvantage from the point of view of the public in terms of their health statuses. So basically, that's what we have in terms of the last point. Then, lastly, we've got the mixed economic system, and we are saying the main characteristic that we have in terms of our mixed economic system is that it's a combination of the planned economic system and the market economic system. So the explanation that we have in terms of mixed economic system is that a mixed economy is an economic system that accepts both private businesses and nationalized government services like public utilities, safety, military, welfare, and education. So this statement is just trying to explain combinations that exist between market economy and the planned economy. So next sentence, a mixed economy also promotes some form of regulation to protect the public and the environment or the interests of the state. It combines both planned and market economic system. But at the end of the day, we are going to see that the most powerful economic system that we have is a mixed economic system, because we are going to see that the disadvantages that exist maybe in the planned economic system, or the cost that we see in the planned economic system, are going to be smoothened out with the benefits that we gain from the market economic system. So in that way, we are going to see a better economy by applying a mixed economic system. So we go to the advantages that we have under mixed economic system, whereby we are saying the first advantage is that they combine both government and private businesses for economic growth. So this is going to enhance economic growth, since we are going to have a combination of of government and private business. So that's the first point that we have. So we have our first point. The second point is saying they promote competition and also protect the citizens too. So the issue of promoting competition it has an advantage to the economy from the point of view of utilization of resources. Remember, when there's competition, firms try to maximize profits, and when they try to maximize profits, there's going to be efficiency in the production processes. And when there's efficiency, we are going to notice that we are also going to experience less wastages of resources, and we are going to experience full utilization of resources, producing maximum output with the resources that are available, which is going to be an advantage to the economy as a whole. So this is what we have. And then the next advantage, the government works to encourage the economy to grow in a balanced way, so incomes are more equal than in a market economy. So yeah, this advantage is trying to explain that in terms of equality in the economy, we are going to have a more better position in terms of equality in the economy rather than in a market economy, because of the balance that should exist between private ownership and government ownership. So we go to the last part, where we're going to look at disadvantages now of mixed economic system, whereby we are saying the first one, undue influence from dominant private business. So we are saying by giving the freedom of private business to operate, we are going to notice that there are some private businesses that are going to dominate the industries and the markets. And in such a scenario, they are going to have an influence on the government or on the operators that are going to be there in the economy as a whole. So in that sense, their influence might work in the negative direction for the state of the economy. So this is exactly what we have on the first point. Then our second point, heavy government involvement, which may lead to corruption. So also, since there is government intervention on the other hand, it also gives some spaces for the corrupt people to undertake their activities, which would be a negative state that we might have in the economy. So basically, those are the advice and that we have in terms of the mixed economic system. So this is what we guys are according to this video. And remember, let's stay tuned for more videos to come. More videos are going to be uploaded on this channel. So let's stay tuned. Let's get notified. Let's subscribe. Let's share. Let's share the link to our colleagues who are doing grade 9 EMS. And remember, let's try to get tuned so that we get notified of new videos that are going to be uploaded. Let's meet again in the next video. As for this video, I'm out.